Hi, I'm Ellie from crystallinks.com. Today is August 25th, 2022, and I'm here on the 27th anniversary of my website, Crystalinks. I mean, if you would have told me 27 years ago that I'd still be sitting here every day doing a couple of blogs and rolling along with theories and whatnot, I would have told you you're crazy. It was like, no, 27 years from now, I'll be pushing 80, and I doubt that. But you know what? The time has gone for some people very quickly, for others slow, but there are some basic questions that I addressed way back when we still don't have answers for, like, who are we? Okay. Did we come from the stars? Are we from the stars? Are we part of the stars? Are we souls? What are we doing here? What does Ellie mean when she talks about the human experiment? Okay. And of course, what's happening in the future? Back then, I wrote that we were a simulation. Nobody understood. Nobody had a clue what I was talking about. So it was like, okay, all right, I'm going to back off on that. And I'm going to get to the headspace that people were at then, which was metaphysics and the occult, and heal your issues, channel this one, channel that one. And okay, so for a couple of years, I moved away from the fact that I know we live in a simulation to let's look at reality from that vantage point. And we did. We talked about ETs then, we talk about ETs today. Do we know more today than we know then? Not really, except we've seen some pictures that the government has been nice enough to put out. But at the end of the day, I am someone who has had experience. I have been taken. I do understand the ET experience, and I do understand that the biogenetic experiments conducted by the gray aliens ended in 2008. But I do understand that there are people who still feel connected to their star people, their star whatever, everybody is saying the same thing using different words, okay? Star means we're really not from here. Nobody's from here. We are projected illusion that comes out of a black hole, which is your dark energy, dark matter, and creates storylines. And the storylines are to study emotions, okay? How do we react? Everything that you see or do, first thing your brain does is incorporate it through your emotional body. Like if you were to hear, oh my God, this nuclear thing is going on now, in Russia, which it is, we're at a point where Russia and Ukraine are at war. And one of those power plants, nuclear power plants went kaboom, and where's the radiation going? The first thing you would do, yes, you'd hear it in your mind, but you would also process it through your emotions. You're here to process through emotions. You are, I am, everybody is, We've had a very interesting 27-year journey. We've been through a whole host of presidents. We've been through pandemics. And when I had predicted then there'd be an end time pandemic, I knew it was going to happen, and eventually it did. It took to 2020 till we actually named it, but I would say it was around longer. Where it came from and all of that, I have that all listed on Crystalinks. I'm not going to review that now, but in a simulation, everything is programmed. It's pre-programmed, okay? And you are pre-programmed to deal with these things. We are now at a point since COVID, nothing is the same. Nothing. People don't want to work at jobs that make no sense. They don't want to necessarily think, well, I need to go to college to build my future. Maybe you do if you want to be a doctor or a scientist or certain fields. But other than that, not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to go to college. I mean, it's very possible you may be lucky enough to find yourself making money in a career where you can build on your experience versus education. The kids who choose not to go to college today, mostly they're kids to me, those kids feel that I'm going to have college debt, student loans, all of this stuff, and where's my guarantee of a job? And if I start college now in 2022, what is the world going to look like in 2026 when I get out? I mean, there's so much to process. It's going very, very quickly. The government, there's a calamity every day. I think Trump was just brought in as some sort of diversive vehicle to just get people to look at the corruption within the government and what it means to actually have someone run the country who is not the most stable, who is a narcissist and a sociopath, and you know his story and what it means. And the fact that we have to stop and look and think, well, wait a minute. If someone like that got elected, why is he still in power? Why is people still following? So many questions, questions, questions. So that's what reality is. It was the same way 27 years ago as it is today. We are here as souls or whatever, however you see it. And we're here to search and quest for answers. And then when you think you have the answer, along comes a whole bunch of other questions. So this is the pattern. This is the algorithm of our reality. We try very, very hard to bring peace and balance and meditate and all the other metaphysical things people do into their lives. But at the end of the day, it's just an emotional process. That's really all it is. It could be fun. It could be tumultuous. It could be horrendous for some. And it's always challenged. Even the best of lives, the people who have their career in order and their finances in order and everything else in order, even those people are met with challenges. It's just the way it is. It's like a sine wave. Your business is going well. You're doing so well. That's the time to put the money away, because in the sine wave of things, you know what's going to happen. Same with cryptocurrency, the markets, everything else. Come on. We know the game. We know how it's played. We know what's going on. It's for you to think and reflect and see what you can possibly do to change things, which takes us to free will. Do you or do you not have free will? Well, look at the world. If there was free will, would the world be in the shape it is now? No. Would everybody have a fairly normal, balanced life with all their needs met and some extras to go out and enjoy? Yes. Would we struggle at every turn? No. Would people suffer the way they do? No. There is no free will. It's all programmed. Let's cut to the chase. I'm not going to go on and on and on, but you have to find that and understand that. And then you have to say, well, if we don't have free will, what the heck? Why should I go get a job? All right, let's look at the jobs. People are quitting jobs. Your job makes no sense. Your job is just burning your soul out. It's burning out everything in your life. People are quitting. COVID was part of that. It's like, if I can get some social money, unemployment money, if I can get PPP for my business, even if I don't need it. I know a lot of people who took the money, you know, and it cost the government a lot of money was lost during that. But a lot of loss is involved with everything. You cannot experience in this reality without losses and gains, okay? And you learn. But what's happening now, okay, so we're at the midpoint of 2022, is partly because of COVID, partly because of life, partly because of everything. We're getting tired. Everybody's getting tired, not just me because of my age. I'm talking about the world at large is getting tired emotionally. This burnout, emotional problems. We realize people have anxiety, depressive disorders, and they cause autoimmune diseases, et cetera, et cetera. That's a pattern. And we're just getting tired. And if we cannot find a reason, we're not sure what we're going to do. I mean, the biggest thing hitting the world right now is climate change. And that's what eventually takes us out. Natural disasters and climate change. We go from drought to flooding. And some people tell me, well, you know, when you look in the Bible, it says at the end, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Whatever your belief system is, it really doesn't matter. Those are the criteria that do end the simulation. Those are the things that When I tell people we're at the end of a simulation, they can't deny that the planet itself, the physical planet itself, won't be sustainable that many more years. Okay, with the melting of the caps, you should know this by now, but it's the melting of the ice caps, the raising of the ocean levels, the breaking up of every tectonic plate, which goes to tsunamis and volcanoes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's all there in Crystalinks. So here we are 27 years later. And I know that when I started 27 years ago, I could read the timelines and I could see that things will slowly get worse. Like people said to me, oh, Ellie, we're not just going to go boom and that's going to be the end of it, because I've always sounded like a fatalist, which I guess I am, but it's what it is. You can't stop what's coming. You can plan, you can prepare, you can think about things, you could set aside a little money, depending on your situation. Now people are talking, about the economy. That's one of the biggest topics. We've got a midterm election coming up, who to vote for, who can fix the problems. Okay, here's the deal with the politics. We don't like our government. We don't like the way it's run. We don't like the politicians. The bottom line is these people are not programmed to fix the problem. They all get up on their bandwagon. We're going to stop crime. We're going to take the guns off the street. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do everything. They can only do just so much. And that's just the way things are. So once your brain remembers, it's about remembering, not meditating and awakening. Once your brain remembers the simulation, okay, and what's coming, then you just sit back and take care of your life and those of your loved ones as best you can. Should you be planning 5 years from now? No, there's too much unknown going to happen. One more thing with the star people and the gods, star people, aliens as we think of them as creators, all of this, it's all under the heading of mythology. Yes, there have been aliens who have come to this planet, and it all started as a biogenetic experiment. They're done, it's over. If people are showing videos of antiquated old ships, because aliens, if anything, travel through portals, they do not travel in those tinny spacecraft. I can tell you that. Not anymore, maybe back in the day, but not anymore. So they're not coming to here to help us, destroy us, heal us, all of that. The whole healing thing is so ingrained into the human dynamic. That's what people think about. Heal this physically, heal this emotionally, let's deal with our issues, let's meditate. Meditation is about balancing the chemistry of the brain, same with visualization. It helps you get through the day, especially if you've had a lot of loss or you suffer from mental illness and substance abuse. There's a million different ways to deal with what's wrong, but something inside of you now, okay, should be saying, there is no backseas. There's not going back to the way we lived, certainly the way it was before COVID, because who wants to go back there, And what's ahead? Are there saviors? No. Okay. Are there, I don't know, political things that are going to happen? No, it's getting worse. It's definitely getting worse. Our antagonist over the last 5 years was Donald Trump. Took away a lot of things. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, he's the best. He's blah, 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 blah. Not going to go political on this. You decide. To me, it's like, I don't want to go over and over and over and over and over again, because I've done this for the last 27 years. You make up your own mind based on how your brain is programmed and how you remember who you are, which is an insert in a simulation, what your purpose is, and that's to study emotions and do the best you can. That's all you can do. You can't change the world. Nobody can. Okay, we've learned that. Okay, I know you want to make a difference. We all want to make a difference. Maybe you can make a little difference. If you program to make a difference, you'll make a difference. Okay, and where are we going? And at the end of it all, and that's coming really soon. It just fades to black and it just ends. Now, some people say at the end there will be tremendous changes, physical changes on the planet. I agree with that. In those last minutes or seconds, there will be. It's definitely going to be the breaking of the plates, tsunamis, et cetera, et cetera. Will there be climate change? That's happening, okay? Will there be breakdowns of systems? Will a country like the United States continue to have a democracy? A lot of people are very, very scared about us not having a democracy within the next year or two. I don't know. I don't think about it. I just let life play out. Lead a simple life. Don't worry about meeting the one or someone to take care of you. You're in it alone. You're in it to take care of yourself. You may have a backup system of family or friends or coworkers. That's wonderful if you do. But at the end of the day, this is your journey. It's been 27 years of Crystalinks too, which for some of you, I know you've come and gone. And for others, you've just come in, and I want to say welcome and hi. And I have thousands and thousands, 8,000 text files alone of information. If you want to go back to the beginning or you want to just come in right now, what's going on right now. I have 2 daily blogs, Ellie's World and Ellie's E-zine, Crystalinks E-zine. I don't know what to tell you. If you've been along for most of this journey, I thank you for coming back all the time. And if you're new, you'll catch up. It's not that hard to catch up because just look at the world. So that's going to be that. Crystalinks does not tend to go too political unless something happens that I think is absurd. Then I might write a political blog, which it really focuses, and I'm not into you're going to heal your issues and get all better because you've read this post I put up. No, that's silly. It's really into reality check, and that we came here from the stars. You want to call it the stars? I don't know. I know we didn't come here from physical reality. We're inserts, like in the movie in the Inception. The girl who creates everything in her brain, and there it is. That's who we are. We are a construct, a consciousness construct. You can have fun with anything you want. I don't go back to the mythologies because that was, okay? There are people stuck in the past. I'm never stuck in the past. I like to go forward. I like to see what's ahead. But I really just want to say thank you for coming along in the past 27 years. I've grown through Crystalinks. Hopefully, those who have come in and out, you've grown. I know your life has changed. Nobody is the person they were 27 years ago. You've changed body, mind, and soul. All right. If you want to get metaphysical on me, and all you can do is the best you can do based on your programming. And remember that. Okay. Take each day as it comes and keep it simple. Very, very simple. And on that note, I thank you so much. I appreciate so much your support through the years. I thank you so much for returning to Crystalinks, and see you on the blog tomorrow.